How's it going, everyone, and welcome to a video showcasing a bunch of new updates and gameplay from League of Legends Wild Rift. I've had my eye on this mobile version of LoL for a while now, and I'm really excited to make this video today because Riot's finally dropped a lot of new info and gameplay footage, and it looks awesome. On your screen, you'll see some of the champions they decided to include in the alpha version of the game, but more on this later because I wanted to jump right into the actual gameplay. I'm really surprised and impressed at how they managed to keep that League of Legends feel when you execute a combo. I thought it would look clunky, but this flash tibbers looks so smooth. On top of that, the UI looks great, all the information is really easy to see, and generally speaking, it only occupies a small area of the screen. In my opinion, you can really tell how much care they gave into keeping the feel of the original game, and I think that's largely in part due to the dual stick controls. It's underrated, but anyone who's played a mobile game with bad movement controls knows how unfun it makes the experience, so from what I can tell, I think they nailed it. Before we jump into more on each specific champion, I wanted to let you guys know that they're doing a 2-week alpha in Brazil and the Philippines, so if you're pre-registered, keep an eye out for it.
So check your email if you pre-registered. We're excited to get you into the game.
For the champion section of the Riot reveal, David Shu walks us through what drives most of their design choices and their overall approach to champions on Wild Rift. I'm gonna let him do most of the talking here because I think it's really interesting to hear it directly from someone so involved.
Feel of your favorite champions so they are authentic to what you know from League, and we only look for changes where it makes sense, like to accommodate Wild Rift's faster game pacing, our slightly smaller map, or to adjust for the dual stick controls. Wild Rift features a dual stick control scheme that we hope feels natural to mobile and console veterans. We have spent a lot of time building on that foundation with a focus on responsiveness and precision. We have invested a ton into targeting, aiming, and some new tech we're not quite ready to show yet.
I'm excited to see what else they thought of, but in this next section, David will break down some of the specific champions and how they'll be evolved to better fit Wild Rift.
We felt it was critical to maintain his infinite scaling raid boss fantasy in Wild Rift. And to do that, we adjusted the speed at which he gains stacks of Siphoning Strike to make sure that he can still ascend in the late game. For Twisted Fate, we mentioned a couple months ago that we were polishing up his stack deck to be more than a passive ability. The new version grants our favorite gambler a burst of attack speed, opening up new potential build paths. Most of Miss Fortune's kit already works great on Wild Rift, but we took the opportunity to change Double Up into a skill shot to accommodate our dual stick controls. And now this also gives Miss Fortune players more gameplay opportunities. While some champions, it made sense to make some small adjustments. For Janna, she was a perfect example of a champion that has near identical gameplay from PC. For Shyvana, we wanted to push the envelope a little further and really bring out her Dragon Hunter thematic while not adjusting her core gameplay pattern too much. Now, when Shyvana takes a Drake, she gets unique bonuses in Dragon form. For example, killing an Inferno Drake adds some true damage against Scorch enemies. And a Mountain Drake will grant Shyvana a slow on her Twin Bite. So, as you can see, we are keeping the experience pretty close to PC, with a few changes that hopefully better fit our new platforms. We think it will be awesome if you can pick up some of your favorite champions in Wild Rift and immediately start showing off your skills against other players.
In this next section, Jonathan Chow goes over gameplay and balance, going in depth on everything from champion select, summoner spells, runes, and much more. There's a lot of information he has for us, so let's listen in.
Just like on PC, you can select from a range of summoner spells that give you powerful but limited tools to turn the tide of battle. Smite will be a little different, but we'll get into that later. With Wild Rift's rune system, we're looking to bring the meaningful pre-game decision making of runes reforged on PC, but streamlined for shorter game sessions. There are 8 keystone runes to choose from, like Electrocute, Airy, and Conquer. You can then pick 3 minor runes to complement your choice. We added a few new minor runes unique to Wild Rift, like Sweet Tooth, which grants you gold when you eat honey fruit, and Loyalty, which gives you and your lane partner defensive stats when you're close to each other. And this bonus stacks too.
I really like how they made new runes for the game that acknowledge and complement the different pacing that Wild Rift offers. Now let's take a look at some of the changes they made across the map, including a flip for red teams so the perspective is the same from game to game. I really like this choice because no matter what side you're playing on, there's that familiarity which I think goes a long way on a mobile game. Besides that, they've changed so many little things across the map, everything from location of honey fruit to new buffs that I'd imagine will accelerate the game. The overall design of the map looks like it'll promote a much more aggressive playstyle as players will run into each other more and be able to rotate from lane to lane much faster. No turrets defending the Nexus is a huge change from the original League to Wild Rift. Stalling will be much harder, and I can't wait to see some of the crazy backdoor plays that come from this game. I've been kinda getting at it all video, but you can tell the game was designed from the ground up to be a faster version of League. Let's hear it from the man himself as he goes over a few more changes to complement that philosophy and some of the new and revamped items that suit Wild Rift.
Wild Rift still has all the phases of a League game that you would expect, but shortened to 15 to 20 minutes. From last hitting and trading in the laning phase, to setting up the perfect gank, to fighting over that crucial dragon, to clutch team fights. For junglers, you can now choose whether you want challenging smite or chilling smite after you finish off 4 major jungle camps. That way you can get straight into ganking as soon as you're ready. You can expect to find many in-game items you'll know from PC, which can only be bought in the fountain. While the number and tuning of items may be different, their purpose is almost identical. For instance, Rabadon's Death Cap is still the go-to item for stacking up your ability power. And Trinity Force still deals tons of damage. We also need feedback on our new Tear of the Goddess item designed for tanks. It's called Fimbulwinter, and it'll grant you a shield when you crowd control someone. Wild Rift also features many familiar active items, but each player can only purchase one. These active effects are now bought as a third tier for boots, and you can mix and match any upgrade with any boot type. Support players might want to pick up the Redemption enchant, and tanks can grab the Stone Plate for extra resistances.
Before I go, I wanted to give some closing thoughts on the game. I really feel like they thought of everything to keep quality of life high, going beyond my expectations of what a mobile game can do. You can see all the little ideas that came together and how well they worked to make something great. And now, for the moment most of you are here for, let's look at some of the absolutely amazing skins as well as every champion that will be available to play in the alpha. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Wild Rift in the future. Thanks again for watching and please enjoy.